Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salute to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity, hoping to receive mercy from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of our Heavenly Father. That's who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Latinos, we are the Israelites, that's according to the prophecies of the Holy Scriptures. So this is the brother Shamar from the JMS Jamaica camp. I'm here to do a brief lesson. I pray it's edifying. Just at the plantation doing this lesson. And the fact that the Lord has sent out His men, His servants, the prophets, to really feed the lost sheep of the house of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Latinos, to feed you with wisdom and knowledge. We warned you about certain things. We warned you about the jump shot. We warned you about the pandemic. The word was out. And you were warned. You were warned through videos. You were warned through, your teachers being in the highways and byways preaching this message, telling you not to take the jump shot, telling you that, hey, don't believe in the lies that the so-called white man is spreading concerning that pandemic, that took place in 2020, to the better part of 2022. All right. So let me go ahead and I'll start with this precept. I have a couple more precepts. I'll play a short clip of a video and I'll pray this lesson is edifying. So this is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. Referring to the so-called white man. The border of wickedness, as it is written in the book of Malachi, is Esau, Edom. So that is the wicked, that lying wicked that comes after the spirit of Satan. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, and they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And the men especially of GMS have given you the 100% truth. We have told the identity, and we told you about this pandemic. So we told you about not taking the jump shot. So let me play, this video. You can see the YouTube page there. Play some of this video.
So one question I think that many of us have is, how do we still talk to the people that still don't get it, right? There's many of us like you and I who from the beginning of COVID were like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why is everybody gone crazy? Yeah. Why are they doing all of these nonsensical things? Like, we might have always been on that. And then there was a lot of people who through time woke up, opened their eyes and said, okay, yeah, I give up now. 2 weeks to stop the spread. I was on board with that. I was on board with, a couple of these measures, but now this is going overboard. So there were people that had tolerated kind of those initial, but then they kind of woke up. But it's still, I think the percentage of people who in the end kind of hit that point, I still don't even think it's half of society. I think that the majority of people still believe that, well, this is in fact, a lot of people think that, well, the reason it didn't work was because of people like you.
And that's just it. People to this day still don't believe. They believe the strong delusion. They believe a lie. Brothers were out there. The brothers posted videos nonstop about this topic. Yes, the videos were being struck. But the truth, there was a way to get this truth. But the problem with our people, a lot of people are stiff-necked people. They don't want to hear anything from the prophets. They walk past us in the highways and byways, on their way to work, on their way to school, on their way about their business, and they don't stop to hear the truth. They don't stop. So therefore, they believe the strong delusion that the wicked pushes. They believe lies and false science and all these things to their detriment, man. And that's really what it is. They even believe that we are the problem, as the lady just said in the video. Let's play some more.
Kim and Tom, you're the reason why we couldn't actually get any success How do you think how do you propose, you've done a lot of data, you've researched this, you've written an entire book about it. How do we talk to people and convince them? These are the emotional ones, right? They're not, I mean, we could show data. I think some data for sure maybe would help, but I just feel at a loss with these large groups. Do you know what I mean?
I do too. I wonder who am I sharing a country with at this point?
Oh boy, well that was like a big thing at the beginning of COVID when everybody started. I thought for sure, I had viewers of my show writing me emails saying, Kim, lockdowns are coming, and I thought there's no way, this is America. Americans will not go for that, and wow, Americans did.
Hey, those lockdowns reached everywhere, not just America. Those lockdowns were throughout the Caribbean, throughout the entire world, Europe, throughout most of the world. These lockdowns took place, man. People gave up their rights, their freedom, their liberty over a lie, over a hoax. And really the only thing that I can see that was accomplished is the monetary system, which was already on its way down, took a significant hit. Lots of businesses, trade, the economy in general took a massive hit. And because of that, and the world hasn't recovered from that economic loss, that economic hit that took place during that pandemic. So the only thing I can see going on is they're marching forward towards their digital economy. Everything is being put in place for a digital economy, and of course everything is in place for that MOTB, because that C-hip, that chip, that potato chip, slang talk, that potato chip is going to be inside you, right? That Pringles potato chip is going to be inside you, man, if you're not one of the elect, and if you don't have this truth. So what happened during the pandemic was a test run, man, to see who will be compliant and who wouldn't. And you could see that most of the world was compliant. Just like how most of the world, most of you Israelites as well, are not gonna make it, man, because you don't receive the truth of the Lord. And the Lord has bid his men, right? Has told his men to bid them to the marriage. This is Matthew 22 verse 1. And Yahushua answered and said, spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. So the wedding is to be joined unto Yahushua, the elect of Yahweh Hashem Shai, which will be of the nation of Israel, to be joined back unto the Lord, right? That is the marriage. Why you need to be joined back unto the Lord? Because a destruction is coming, and only the elect shall be saved, given powers, and given rulership after that destruction, right? So that's why it's important, man, to receive this knowledge, because there's much bigger troubles on the horizon. Verse 4, again he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I've prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And that's what you see when brothers are in the in the highways and hedges. The majority, damn near all of these stiff-necked Israelites, they just walk by, with scoffing looks on their faces. Barely anyone stops and asks any questions. What are we doing out there? What do you believe in? What we see you here every Saturday. What is this about? No one asks those questions in sincerity, or rarely anyone asks those questions in sincerity, so that they can receive the truth that will actually save them from making certain mistakes. We know ultimately it's the Lord blinding them. However, the fact is the fact. Barely anyone stops to hear the truth, and then these things come up in the world, like pandemics, the jump shot, the jab, all these things. And because most people haven't received the truth. Most people doesn't know how to navigate these things, and they get caught up in it, right? To their detriment. I mean, this is a life and death deadly situation, man. Get another precept. This is Psalms 10:7. His mouth is full of curse and deceit, and fraud under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places that he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And who are the poor? I mean, look around you, especially if in the land of Jamaica, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, Latinos, you are the poor, man. You are the poor. You don't even live in your own land. You live in a land that you were brought to for your captivity, still serving captivity to this day. But yet most of us walk around proud as fuck. When you're just a slave, man. Slaves paying taxes, not living in our own land. The worst kind of situation you're in, believing all sorts of lies to your detriment. All right. Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth him into his net, draweth into his trap. You know, a lot of people are dying suddenly since they took that job. You know, that is him drawing them into his trap, into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. You know, let's get a little bit more of this video and we'll wrap it up.
Wow, Americans did.
And I was saying, well, by the summer, people will be screaming for these restrictions to be lifted.
Right.
And we can speculate about the psychology behind why somebody would actually almost rejoice in the restrictions. But in terms of your question, I mean, as you say, data can go only so far. But I would say one of the things that was said was that, maybe the problem was we had the restrictions, but people didn't comply, as you said.
Right.
But we have numbers on compliance with, let's say, people going to restaurants in California and Florida. It's a huge disparity. I mean, people did comply. That's how we can tell. We can tell people complied because we can just observe their activity.
Yeah.
And we can see how devastated the hospitality industry was in all these places, precisely because people were complying. And then also, like, there would be little stories, like in California, October, November 2020, there was a spike in LA, and they blamed that on Lakers and Dodgers fans. Or maybe it might have been 2021. I don't remember that. I don't know your California sports well enough. But the point is, that same spike occurred simultaneously in San Diego, and I promise you, in San Diego, they were not cheering for the Dodgers. Okay?
Hey, man. The truth was out there, man. But only the elect will hear the truth and know to navigate themselves, because there's a much bigger trial. Because that pandemic was a trial run to test compliance. And as you could hear, most people were compliant. So when that MOTB becomes mandatory, that another life and death or a more deadly life and death situation, hey, man, there's no coming back if you take that chip, man. There's no coming back. You shall be destroyed as it is prophesied, man. As it is written, you will be destroyed for taking that chip, man. So there's going to be something coming up where the MOTB is going to be made mandatory, because that's the prophecy of Revelation 13. But the elect, Lord willing, them off that number will not take that chip. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim and Shai Bashim Kodash. I just want to do a lesson on people, believe in strong delusions, man. Strong delusions sent forth by our adversary, the so-called white man. So now is a time to wise up and receive the truth for those who have an ear to hear. Shalom to the elect.